let us discuss the question. Texans GM Nick Caserio saying it would be, quote, moronic to trade quarterback C.J. Stroud. Is that how you see it? So I have abstract art, Fisher-Price, and the mighty Zoltar. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to play Connect 3. Not Connect 1, not Connect 2, Connect 3. So, number one. Number one. Right, so, Nick Caserio, the GM there, I love the fact that this is the mountain he wants to stand on and he wants to die on, right? The failed quarterback mountain. And he's waving a flag on top of failed quarterback mountain like he's conquered Mount Everest. It's just outstanding. It's just freaking great. And, of course, he thinks he's conquered Mount Everest. He's really drowning in a puddle at this point. It's the arrogance. It's an extra strength dose of hubris by the GM of the Texans. Imagine looking at what C.J. Stroud has put on tape the last couple years and saying, that's my guy. That's my guy. Who would ever do that? Right? Well, I know who would do it. Nick Caserio would do it. The dum-dum with the Texans. I mean, seriously. My vision chart says that if you were to shop C.J. Stroud, the word I would use is pragmatic. That would be the word I would use, not moronic. Pragmatic would be the word I would use. It would be wise to put him on the flea market. Why? Well, C.J. Stroud had this amazing rookie season. Looked like he had the back of the NFL defenses, the defense on his back of his hand there. It was so good, C.J. Stroud. But that is a distant memory. And you've got back-to-back stacked like hotcakes garbage. And so 3 years ago is ancient history, the way the NFL world works. The league has figured some things out. The book has been changed. There's a new book out, and the sequel for C.J. Stroud, he's been unable to read. He needs a Rosetta Stone. He has been unable to read what the defenses are doing at this particular point. And you're getting closer and closer, inch by inch, to a point where you're going to have to give this guy one of those dumb contracts like Kyler Murray got in Arizona and Tua Tagovailoa got. These guys that aren't very good, and you know they're not very good, but you're afraid they're going to become good, and you give them the contract, and then they go out there and they have projectile vomit, and you've paid them a ton of money. Happens all the time. And this idea that these people that run sports teams are that smart, no, not always. There's a lot of dum-dums that get in there, and this would be an example of one of them. And then Nick Caserio, this Meshuggah, he had the gall to say, when he was asked about the issues that C.J. Stroud has had, he said, well, he's had his ups and downs. No. He had an up, that would be his rookie season, and then down to Dante's Inferno, where he's been. So sugarcoating it, I guess you must think your fans are not that bright. Maybe they aren't. I don't know. But anyone with half a brain would say in Houston and who likes that team, I think only people in Houston like that team or people from there, that's not it. That's not the answer. And I have learned from watching C.J. Stroud in these big games the last couple of years that this guy is a big donor for abstract art in playoff games. His favorite type of art is abstract art. He likes he likes being a choke artist. He enjoys that. But wait, there's more. Not just a choke artist, but he uses finger painting. He's not Bob Ross. He's using finger painting, and that's what he's doing here. How bad is he? Well, C.J. Stroud owns, congratulations, C.J., the NFL record. The first player in the 100-year history of the NFL to have 5 interceptions and 5 fumbles in a single postseason. Way to go. And for that, the general manager of the Houston Texans said it would be moronic to get rid of this guy. It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. It's good. I am so happy I'm here. If people did the right thing, then what would we talk about? We'd just be bored. It'd be so boring. These idiots in sports. It's wild. He has been, the word for C.J. Stroud in the playoffs is bedraggled. He has been bedraggled. And even when the Texans have won, I think they've won 3 games with C.J. Stroud, he's gotten the federal bailout from the White House. He's gotten the bailout, right? It's the defense. When the lights get bright, it's always Halloween for C.J. Stroud. He turns into a pumpkin. He does. And you're wasting, and this is why you should be offended, the chutzpah of the Texans. You're wasting what has been a generationally good defense, at least statistically, the last couple of years. And when you have a defense like that, you just need a guy to stay out of the way. And they can't even get that. They can't even get the bare necessities out of C.J. Stroud. It's wild. You just need a custodian for the offense, right? Guy sweeps up the floors, mops the floors. Don't burn down the damn building. Make sure the toilet paper rolls are in there. Clean behind the toilet. That's what you need. You don't need the hero. He's not very good. He's not. So I would say if you were to unload him now, and rather than give him a big contract, which is what you're ultimately looking at, if this does not go well this year, or you're just going to eventually give him that contract, maybe he'll cut you a little bit of a deal, but you're still going to pay him a ton of money, and he's not worth it. And any sensible football observer would say that you don't want to be anchored to this player. You do not want to be anchored to this player. And yet you're getting closer and closer to it. And it sounds like the Texans are going to triple down. Normally you're allowed one bad year. You can't have back-to-back bad years. C.J. Stroud's had back-to-back bad years. And they're going to give him a chance to have a third bad year. The issue is, what if he's not bad? What if he's just average next year? What do you do with him then? What do you do? So he said 1 good year, 2 bad years, and then an average year. You going to give that guy the big contract? Are you? Okay. Who's moronic then? All right, to Arizona. Speaking of moronic, let's go to Arizona. Arizona. That is where the Cardinals GM Monty Ossenfort, that's a mouthful, Monty Ossenfort, said that he's had conversations with Kyler Murray about how the terrible 2025 season unfolded. So then some reporter went to somebody with Kyler Murray and said, okay, what what happened? How did this go? So people around Kyler Murray who are writing his coattails, they're little coattails, they said that the two have not talked since the season ended. So then people say, oh, this guy lied. Ossenfort, the Cardinals GM, lied. He's a liar. Got all excited. He's a liar. Okay. Ossenfort also said that those conversations about Murray's future are happening daily. Boy, that must be really exciting. Wow. And he reiterated, the Cardinal GM, Monty Ossenfort, reiterated that all options are on the table. All options. All right, so question. You got the Cardinals GM, Monty Ossenfort, saying that all options are on the table with the little fella, Kyler Murray, and his future. So how does that land with you? How does that land with you? So this is not a declaration. This is not a statement. It is a talking points memo that he was just repeating the talking points here. And it's like going to the discotheque. You go down to the discotheque and you get the bell bottoms, you get the hippie bus, you drive that down there, and you drive straight in to a game of he said, because you got the GM saying, hey, I talked to the player, somebody with Kyler Murray, who might have been Kyler Murray, said, nah, we haven't talked. We have not talked. And so my theory on what happened, I got a theory. The Maller theory is that the GM, Ossenfort, claimed, he said he talked to Kyler Murray, but he meant his agent, right? Agents are the conduit. They're the conduit between the player. They're the middlemen between the player and the team. So a little birdie who may or may not be flying through the valley of the sun tells me it's almost impossible to get a hold of Kyler Murray this time of the year because he's a two-sport athlete. A lot of people don't know this, but he's a two-sport athlete, and it is in the middle of Call of Duty season. Do you expect Kyler to put down the joystick, to get off the Twitch stream and talk to his part-time boss? Come on. He's a brand ambassador for Call of Duty. You think he's going to worry about his little side hustle? I don't care if they're paying like $40 or $50 million a year, whatever it is. I don't care about that. It'd be nice if the Cardinals just said, hey, we're getting rid of him. They don't want to do that until they trade him, obviously. And then well, we decided it's better we go our separate ways. So for now, they're playing the game. Good luck. At some point, I guess they realize, well, he's not very good, and he needs a Fisher-Price plastic toddler step stool in the huddle. That's not great. And so he'll be wearing some different laundry. It'll be kid laundry, but he'll be wearing some different laundry, Kyler Murray, next year as you go to the Dolphins, the Falcons, the Vikings, the Steelers, or my favorite, mystery team. I love the mystery team. So they say it's a dry heat in Arizona. Dry heat. Doesn't sting quite like the humidity in most other places, but you're still turning into dust.